Hello everyone, this is Evie Wagner. I guess this is going to be my intro for the big project that I had in mind a long time ago, and I've been just too busy to actually do it. It's about my weight loss. A lot of people ask me how I did it. They ask me for tips, and I always wanted to make these videos talking about how I did it and, just giving advice and stuff like that. But I guess I was always afraid. Hold on. If you hear a lot of noise in the background, it's my son. He's watching scary movies in my living room. So you probably hear a little bit in the background. Sorry about that. Anyways, I was saying, I was just afraid that, what I did worked for me. I don't think I had a plan. It just stuff worked for me. And I don't want people to do this and then be upset if it doesn't work for them, or if it's just not meant for them. And I don't want to give bad advice. I don't want to give anybody any ideas of this will work no matter what, which I think in my opinion, I think you'll get some results. I can't say exactly how much of a result you'll get, or anything like that. I can't assure anybody anything, and I just didn't want to give people just bad ideas or advice. So I put it back for a long time. I guess now I'm gonna tell my story. That's what this is gonna be about. My adventure throughout this whole weight loss, madness, craziness, all this stuff. How I went about things, how I did things that I ate, things that I didn't, how long it took me, a lot of bumps on the road that, they were pretty hard, and I will be talking about, certain things as they come up throughout my weight loss, that set me back, or maybe just felt like that, like it was a bump on the road, and I will be talking about how I got over it, how I managed to overpass those things. And maybe it'll work for you, maybe it doesn't, maybe it just gives you a little motivation. That would be awesome. I just want to motivate anybody, because if I would have known this 3 years ago, if I would have known that this was possible where I am at today, if I would have known that I could be here now, I would have started years ago. But in my mind it was just always impossible. I guess I always just told myself that it was impossible, that I'm not built like that it's just not for me, or I'm a mom, this is what my body's gonna eventually look like. I made excuses up and down of why I just, why I shouldn't even hassle through it. But I wish somebody would have told me. You get like all hyped up and stuff if you watch on TV those infomercials with people saying they lost weight and stuff like that, or use this, use that, it worked for me, and then you see the before and after pictures, and even then I'd get a little hyped up, but you see them and you're like, you see the big girl, and I'd be like, I wish I had that body. So I just never saw anything to the extent of how bad I was. So I just never saw it as like, it's possible. And even if I did see big people on TV or something that lost, a big amount of weight, and they had this beautiful success story, it was always like super obese people, and it was usually they got surgery or plastic surgery and stuff like that. And it's like, to me, I didn't want to do that, and even if I did, I probably couldn't afford it. I never wanted to waste any money on gyms or like programs you buy online, infomercials or machines or stuff. I'm a mom of 6 babies, and I work hard for what I have, and it just seemed like that was a waste to me. It just seemed like, why am I going to spend, thousands of dollars on this, and eventually it'll probably just not work for me. So everything that I did, I just never seen it, anywhere else. So I never thought it was possible. I know I couldn't get no surgery, and I knew I didn't just have 30 pounds or 60 pounds to lose. You know, I was well over 250, 260, something around those lines, and that was the last time I had gone on a scale, and it was only to go to the doctor's visit. And I know after that I started gaining weight as well, and I just never, you know, I never wanted to go on the scale again. I was just afraid that I was going to, you know, see that I was close to those 300, and for me it was like 2 something. I'm just still 2, you know, I'm not 2, I'm like way over, closer to the 300s. I just don't want to see it as that. So I just, I don't know, I wish somebody would have told me that it was possible, that I didn't have to spend tons of money, that I didn't have to get surgery. But, you know, it's the other way around. I had to go online and search stuff, you know. I was always a big girl. I was never tiny. I was never as small as I am now. I'm now 103 pounds and 5 foot. I have never been this small before. So, and I always had a little pouched tummy. You know, I just had problems with my stomach, and even after the 6 kids, it just got really bad, where it wasn't just regular fat. It was just like, it was something else. It was something like in my uterus area that just felt like bulged more than just regular chubby people. There's a lot of big people who look really good, you know, and they just look thick. That wasn't me. I had rolls, bulginess, all kinds of stuff, problems with my body. So I'd go online and research, you know, exercises on how to get rid of this, or what type of exercise routine can I do to minimize this body part, stuff like that. And everywhere I go, they'd be like, you know, you can't just focus on one part. It's impossible to just lose weight on one part. It's impossible, you know, without plastic surgery to remove, you know, certain fatness or whatever you want to call it. And it's just very discouraging, and you know, it set me back some from starting it all. But once I was there, and I did what I did, which was pretty much just, everybody says it's a change of lifestyle. And at that point, when you're there, when you're big, you think, oh my gosh, that's what they're saying because they're so tiny. And that's, you know, it's like you expect to have them tell you something like, there's a miracle button, you can just push, click, and shrink. It's not like that. And I know it sounds, you know, like lame, I guess, if I say you just change your way of life. And you're like, what? That's your secret? Oh my gosh, you know. But it is. And it's really little stuff that I did that eventually started shrinking me down. And I realized that I wasn't doing nothing to help my body. I wasn't, you know, I was just adding more to it, and just doing zero exercise. I did zero anything good for my body. I just kept adding. So little changes, like one day all of a sudden I said, okay, no more tortilla. I ain't gonna eat no tortilla. I'm gonna eat healthy breads, you know, the least amount possible. Just tiny little changes. Eventually I started losing, you know, some pounds. Find that, you know, that was helpful. Then I said, okay, well, quit soda. Quit anything like that, any drinks with super high sugars and fructose and all that stuff. Just quit drinking all that soda and stuff like that. So I was like, well, I'll start drinking Powerade Zero every day. That helped a lot. All of a sudden I started shrinking big time. And you think these are like tiny little changes, and if you actually input them into your life, they work. They will give you some results. I'm not saying you're going to all of a sudden tomorrow wake up with 100 pounds less, but you'll start seeing results, and those tiny results are going to get you so hyped up to keep adding more to this lifestyle change. You know, you're going to see all of a sudden, hey, things fit looser, or, you know, my jeans look better, stuff like that. And you're going to get really excited about it and want to add something new to that lifestyle change. You know, maybe you'll start walking. That's what I did next. You know, it's like, okay, well, I'm going to drink a Powerade every day, or Powerades with my meals and stuff like that. Powerade Zero. And I said, you know, 0-calorie Powerades. Just buying a whole bunch of them because I'm going to keep drinking them. I'm going to walk to get them. and every day was a small walk. My grocery store was, I'm gonna say, like, pretty close, like maybe 4 blocks away from my house. It's really close. And you know, just that walking back and forth once a day, it wasn't no big deal. I had my baby still in the stroller, pushed him to the stroller. He loved it. You know, it was his little outing of the day, and it wasn't strenuous. I wasn't, oh my God, I gotta do this. No, it's just like simple. You just attach it to your normal schedule. It's just something you gotta do, kind of like something in the morning, like brushing your teeth or doing your hair. It's something that you know you gotta do, and you just don't think of it as like, oh, I gotta work out, or I gotta spend, you know, 2-3 hours at the gym. You know, it's a lifestyle change. It really is what it sounds like. You just add different things to the way you're living your life, and it helps. I started dropping pounds like crazy when I started doing that, you know. And then just little exercises. I didn't exercise a whole ton because I was really, really big, and there's very little that I could do. You know, I couldn't do a whole sit-up. I was like, that was impossible for me. But, you know, I could just and do stuff like that. And I figured, you know what, I'm being a lazy butt watching TV or watching a movie or something on my living room. Might as well, you know, either on the commercials or every few, you know, 15 minutes or whatever, get on the floor, do those 3 little crunches that you can do, 3, 4, whatever you can do, just do those. Stop, watch the movie, do it again. You know, there was point in time where I was like cleaning my house or whatever, and then I just stop and then just run in place, or, you know, do a few jumping jacks, and it got my heart beating really fast, and just little things like that. It's not strenuous. It don't take you a whole bunch. You ain't gotta go to nowhere and do it. And it's tiny little changes, but I bet you it's way more than you're doing now, because if you're doing more than that, then you shouldn't be at the weight that you are, unless you have a medical condition. Then, you know, I don't know. But to me, it was just little changes that I had to add to my life. You know, different foods that I started eating throughout helped me, and changing a lot of this routines. I changed a lot of the stuff that I was doing so my body wouldn't just adapt to it, and it helped. You know, I mean, close to 300 pounds, and I'm almost 100 pounds now. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, this is the intro to all my videos. I am going to start talking more about certain things I did throughout to lose my weight, certain exercises that I know for sure give you results because they're easy and they're fast, and they will give you results. I can't guarantee you how much results you'll get, but if you're doing them, if you keep the routine, I assure you something's going to change. So things like that. And again, I will talk about issues that I had throughout. One big thing that I want to talk about is before my present relationship, before I got with my husband, I was married to an abusive husband who I think was a big part in my self-esteem and things like that. I will be talking about how my weight got so bad that I was ashamed to look at my body. I was ashamed to take off my clothes during intimacy. I couldn't have normal intimacy because I had to be covered at all times. You know, I was embarrassed to be grabbed on somewhere. So I'll be talking about those kind of deep issues and how I got over it, and you know, how I worked through them and stuff like that, so that it wouldn't hold me back, and you know, lots of other issues I'll be talking about and making videos. So this is my intro, and look forward for more. And like I said, I'm sorry if I come out really, really nervous. I'm like so new at all this YouTube thing, but I want to be able to inspire at least one person, or just get the word out that it is possible to moms out there that are really heavy and they don't want to be like that, and you know, we can't afford tons of workout material and stuff like that, and we want to change our lives. We want to be better. It is possible. It is possible, and you ain't got to do all that crazy madness stuff, you know. And I couldn't be happier it's just, my life just changed so much. I love myself like crazy. Everybody's always talking about how, like, you take tons of pictures. Yes, yes I do. I love how I look. I love who I am now. And back then, I was just terrified of even taking family photos. And to now be able to just click a picture and say, I love that. It's amazing to me. I love that feeling. So yes, hopefully I'll be able to inspire somebody to feel that way too. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching.